In our previous video, we saw how the sperms after maturation are stored in the tail of the epididymis. What happens when the sperms need to be carried to the outside of the body? The sperms will move from the tail and into the vas deferens. The vas deferens will almost circle round the urinary bladder. And once it begins to descend, it will move through a vesicle called the seminal vesicle. This vesicle is one of the 3 accessory glands that adds fluids to the sperms that are moving through the vas deferens. What does the vesicle secrete? As you know, the sperms need nourishment and energy to move. The seminal vesicle secretes a fluid that provides sugar to these motile sperms. It makes up about 70% of the fluid that comes out of the urethra. After the vas deferens emerges out of the seminal vesicle, it joins the urethra. What is the urethra? It is the tube that emerges out of the urinary bladder. This tube will now move through the prostate gland. Do you know what the prostate gland does? The fluid it secretes acts as a protector for the sperm. Protects the sperm? How? The sperm cannot survive in harsh acidic conditions. Thus, the fluid of the prostate gland neutralizes the pH of the vagina, where the sperms will be deposited eventually. They also provide motility to the sperms and help them survive for a longer period in the vaginal tract. This constitutes about 25% of the seminal fluid. The last glands the sperms will move through are called as the bulbourethral gland, which is also called as the Cooper's gland. What does this gland add to the seminal fluid? It adds fluid that will neutralize the acidity in the urethra created by the urine passage. It also lubricates the tube moving through the penis to enable easy ejaculation of the sperms. It makes up the least percentage in the seminal fluid, but it is very instrumental in protecting the sperm. Now that the sperms are ready to be ejaculated, the reflex action of the nervous system leads to inflow of blood and the veins close. The pressure will shoot up and lead the penis to become erect. Once the veins open up, the pressure is relaxed and the penis will return to its normal size. This process is important to penetrate the female vagina and aid the sperms to move upwards inside the vagina to fertilize the female germ cell. By now, we know how the male reproductive system works. In our next lesson, we will study the mechanisms of the female reproductive system.